Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Beaumont Weekly. In this episode,
let's buy this building. Turned it into 13 residential units.
Work started on it to please the new buyers. New buyers fell out.
Because we get a really good sized bedroom there. Disgusting. We're going to turn it into scummy landlord association accommodation.
if you don't know who we are, then we are property developers based in the UK. We do projects like this all the time, and we show what it's like behind the scenes to run these kind of projects from the start all the way to the finish. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, enjoy this episode, and share it with someone who else might enjoy it as well. Hi, Jay. Goodbye.
And we're here at our first ever development site. It's our first project we ever did before we did a HMO buy-to-let or anything. Me and my dad decided, let's buy this building. Technically, I decided, and Dad went, you sure? And I went, think so. And he went, F it. And that's as much as the exchange was. And we bought it from auction and we turned it into 13 residential units. Got an 8-bed HMO on the ground floor, 3 2-bed apartments on the first floor, and 2 2-bed apartments in the loft that we converted. It was an absolute chew. We were boots on the ground with this in March 2020. Lockdown, COVID, pandemic, all the cardinal sin words you can't say anymore. Yeah, it was an absolute ball ache. We had to dig up half this road to get the service upgrade done. They were delayed by about 6 months because of a lack of staff. Absolute ball ache getting this job done. We got it done and it's an absolute dream. Came in at a much higher value than we initially anticipated as well. We thought it would get like a 550 value when we started it. We bought it for 130, spent about 280 on the refurb, a bit more on the soft costs, and it got valued at 710 at the time. So it's probably worth 900 odd grand now, especially with the rents. So the rents have flown on this. When we started renting these HMO rooms, they were renting for 300, 350, and now we get 550 to 600, and they're old spec as well. And then the apartments, they were renting for 500, 550, and we've just rented one for 775, and we're pretty much going to break 800 on the next relets. Just shows in 6 years what can be done. And all this new housing development got built since we converted this building, which did cause us some grief with some of the sewage getting kicked up in the mains drains and the rats then flying up the pipes and then coming into our building. So we had to dig up the floor and do this whole like mesh system, like a steel mesh, to stop the rats actually ever getting in the building again. That was annoying. But yeah, it's performed very well ever since. And it's these kind of projects that as a family we're building and retaining as our portfolio. Over time, we just get away from doing the smaller projects because the more and more smaller projects you have, you start to realize you just want bigger projects and you get the economies of scale, multi-unit freeholds, one roof to look after for multiple streams of income, etc., etc. And we're steering the business in that direction now as well, to focus more on the bigger sites for clients as well. And we're filming a bit of the video for the website here. So anyway, there's a bit of history for you, and see you later.
Now, as a business, we started over 6 years ago, and this here was actually our first development site. We took this pub and converted it into 13 residential units. 3, 2. With a HMO, we're stripping these full properties back to brick. So it's a back to brick conversion.
And we're on site at this nearly said it again. 8-bed HMO. 8-bed HMO, loft conversion. Literally a week ago, this was just an open space and it just had the new timbers in for the dormer setup and it's already boarded in, insulated, and I mean, we've already got our first fixed positions in and everything, so they are flying through this scheme. It's a massive room. Like, look at this. You've got a big old ensuite here as well. Toilet go there, shower tray there, still get a decent sized bedroom out of it, dormer there, and we can get a bedroom this side as well with an ensuite. So you get an ensuite in it as well, and you get a J. Lucky you. All separate. Extra every month. Bedroom here, bed there, sorry. Bing bang boom, boom boom boom, bing bing bing, bong bong bong. And 3 Veluxes as well, just to bring in loads of daylight in here. Let me take you downstairs. So we're doing a full thermal upgrade on this one as well. You have to upgrade your lofts anyway, because if next door's not upgraded, and that's the loft through there, then they're not getting that thermal value. So we have to do the lofts no matter what you do. The rest of the party wall doesn't matter, because it's deemed habitable space beyond that wall, so it's naturally insulated. But all the perimeter walls, let me show you. Yeah, all these perimeter walls will need upgrading so that we can get it to the EPC we need. But look at this, like another banging bedroom. It's a bit long and narrow in a way, but once you've got that bed back there, bed space, bit of a living space, built-in wardrobe, ensuite, and the doorway is going to go about here. Bedroom isolated. You also, with this bedroom, you actually get a mat as well.
That's trying so hard to stay out of the way.
Then we got an off suite here, back to back with that one to tee up the drainage. Stairs gone up here. Again, quirky arrangement. We had enough space in this property to move the circulation area out of that bedroom space to then kite up into the loft. Makes life a lot easier and you're saving on the bedroom. It does leave us with quite a large sort of lobby area here, but that's fine because we get a really good sized bedroom there. Ensuite, good sized bedroom there. That is the smallest bedroom, but it's fine. Still got an ensuite. That bedroom there's off suite is the one there. And then we got 2 more bedrooms downstairs and a big old kitchen diner. So happy days, banging conversion, moving on swift and fast. We've got a monitoring surveyor on this one as well, because we're using bank money for this one. They're about to issue their first drawdown. Hopefully that's speedy. Max and John here, absolute beast of a team, father and son duo. They've pretty much built this house all themselves and they're flying through it. So happy days. See you somewhere next.
Here we are, second viewing of the day. It is the one that's just sold, but we have another one on the street as well, just a few doors down. First one we did, buy to let. It's going well, almost done actually. Hello, long time no see.
So this one's just back on. It needed damp proof, course and rewire, which
Okay.
the owners have done.
I think I've viewed this one before.
Yeah, you probably will have first time round, it was terrible. Yeah, old.
Patchwork put in, so it's perfect. Saves us the hassle. Oh yeah, this one had the really old boiler. Yeah, look.
You know, that's been there since probably the 60s.
Bathroom's brand new, same as other Zetland. Oh, they added a water tank. Increases the capacity for
That was it.
hot
The one
water.
with the holes in the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Just a little room in it. We viewed it before a couple months back. Work started on it from the current owners to please the new buyers. The new buyers fell out. No harm for us, if anything, it's easier. New electrics in, new DB board. That's a good viewing. Yeah, I forgot we had viewed that one before, but literally with one next door and it's banging. I'm sure I'll grab it. Work's already been started on it, so no reason not to. See you the next one.
It's so pretty. Look how pretty it is. It's an awful looking building. Ugly, disgusting. We're going to turn it into scummy landlord association accommodation. I'm trying to do a new thing where I wind up all the little like troll comment people on social media. That's the new MO for our social media channel. Seems to be great for the free marketing that they give us. Buzzers Bar. Here we are. Stripped out. Structurals are now near enough finished. We're shooting the last bit of media content here before we need to shoot back down to Darlington. So take you around, show you the progress. It's going to look very different. I don't know when you'd have last seen it on the vlog, but if you're interested in taking on these kind of projects, then we offer an end-to-end fully sourced and managed service where you own the asset, but we just do all the development work for you, the planning, we help with the financing, obviously all the acquisition, the deal structure, the construction, all that fun stuff. So if you're interested, check out our website, book a call in with our investment team. Let's check out the inside. Like this old sports bar that we're converting into residential apartments. Now these need a lot more preliminary overheads and pre-construction considerations. I think that's a wrap, mate. We're done with our on-site activities. Look at him lurching down there, the little worm. Look at him.
It's just Matthew.
Just Matthew. Yeah, a lot of work done here. All stripped, structural strip, piecing back in floor joists. We've already pieced back a few floors in there. These guys are now working on the basement access. I think they're piecing together the wall plates basically for these joists that are going to go in here. Pull together that floor. We've had to double trimmer up these joists along here, sitting on the brick piers. And then back there, you can see we've got that exposed brick column. That's been a bone of contention for us because it wasn't expected. We thought it would carry through. We thought these would carry through as well. Quite annoying. Look at this isolated pillar here. We just didn't know that existed. We thought these steels ran through. Stuff you can only figure out once you strip the building out. And then you go back to structural engineering and go, if we need a new sort of temporary supports design, or we need a new design to put in a new floor. Now we've got to buy all of these extra joists. All these kind of things happen when you take on these bigger sites, which is why we have contingency in on the enabling works and the structural. But great, back to brick. Love it, love it, love it. And the asbestos is, I believe, finalised now. I think the last bits are gone. They've done their first visit, but I think they had one more bit to pull out. We're good to build. So boys are cracking on with some of the structurals here. And then we're just waiting on the final design on the regs. We were going to do a blow-in insulation in the wall cavities, but Jeff had a new idea, which means we may have to go back to perimeter wall upgrade instead with the thermal boards. But our SapCalcs guy, who's doing all the thermal calculations to see us how we need to meet our EPC standards in this building, thinks we can go back to the blow insulation instead of doing the wall perimeter insulation. So we're just waiting to get that design together properly before we can then start slinging up all of our stud work. But before that, we will need to channel out all of our drainage. Yeah, we're making good site progress. Happy days. A little bit slow on the strip out than we liked, but that's mostly because of the asbestos. So see you somewhere next. Welcome, welcome. Dad's on call as well. Driving around Spain at the moment. Couldn't miss tuning in. First of all,
No.
brilliant, brilliant. Firstly, welcome, Chandy. Hello, Chandy.
Chandy's joined us, working on the podcast, all the editing and content and distribution, a lot of stuff going on there. The only thing I really want to touch on today, other than department stuff going through numbers, is checking in with everyone how the new Monday system's going and if there's still some data transfer that needs to happen, all that kind of stuff basically. So let's just start there quick. Let's go to conveyancing first. How's it going?
Looking at the different areas and the different folders, it's looking okay. Yesterday I got a couple of notifications, and when I went back onto the buy-to-let ones, didn't see the detail there. So I've got through with that with you later. But yeah.
Is that from the old project lifecycle or the new stuff?
Ooh, don't know. I just got the email notification. BTL purchase complete, Northwise.
Oh, yes, I did those. Yeah, I did those.
When I looked back up on my master board, it didn't look like the columns were ticked, so I wasn't sure if it's real.
We'll have a look at that.
Look at that.
I've kept the old systems. They're all still there, but ideally we don't use them now because they'll set also emails off as well, and that will get a bit funky. So it's gone from one big project lifecycle and task folders to no task folders and individual workspaces that have their individual boards for different parts of the project lifecycle only relevant to that department, which just means you don't need to see this like jumble of other things going on. A bit more like do that, press green. Now this thing's done and it tells the next relevant people. As long as when we receive information in the real world, we go, cool, information received, that needs to go on Monday, get it on Monday, click green if it's the thing that needs to be clicked green, and then cool. How are you guys getting on with it? Because I know you updated quite a lot already.
Yeah, well, I think we're nearly done now in terms of updating it. We just need to update the finished ones, so just make sure we've got all the attachments and things in.
Yeah.
But I think we're pretty much nearly there. I think some of the automations we haven't touched yet. We want to get all the information in before we start. Kat's going to spot check because I've done it. So if it's right, I've done it. If it's wrong, his.
We've created an automation on the sales now, so that when a sale closes from our CRM that's over here, different software, it now sends that client into the start of Monday. So we're really trying to create as much automated systems as possible so that it's just click buttons, moves through, click buttons, moves through. The podcast at the moment's really like growing nicely. We're getting a great organic growth. I think it's about 700 views a week now. Dorian and Jack, or Dorian and Stuart, went to an event, a property developers event in the UK, and literally got stopped by 4 different people almost instantly and recorded videos with them, and they're like, love the podcast, like love what you guys are doing and all this kind of shit. It's almost like a fan base is growing again. It's like Road Trip, but like rather than young prepubescent girls, it's like older rich people who want to invest. It's great.
So since the 1st of April, we've had 135,000 views on the YouTube channel, which is quite nice, gone up by 200 subscribers. Everything else is pretty much in check, same as usual months. TikTok as well has also done nice since 1st of April. That's 124,000 views, which is 58,000 more than last month. Facebook, I have to check why this has happened, but we've gone up to 275,000 views this month on that. And that's only since the 9th of April as well, so that's actually got the first week of April missing. 2 weeks ago we had a vlog that went up that's done very nicely, and we've been growing kind of well from that. And we've also got the new DJI camera, which means all the quality on the vlogs is starting to improve a bit more now, which is nice.
Definitely we're seeing the weekly viewership just like top up and top up. So what you want to see, you want to look back at like a 3-month period and just see that it's gone from like 700 average views to now like probably 1,200-1,500.
We're at a point where if a video doesn't hit the 1,000 mark within 2 weeks, it's like, that's
Yeah.
annoying. Whereas if before we were like, ooh, I want 1,000.
Yeah, and we're seeing the consistency of the new vlog format just feels way cleaner, and I'm getting good feedback from people as well who are just friends that like watching. They're saying like it feels like a bit of a TV show now, like sit down on the Sunday. Most people will watch it on their TV, which is a strange behaviour that people will want to watch a property business behind the scenes like a TV show. So we're trying to lean into that, trying to make it more and more TV show-esque, because for us it means more investors, more trust, more transparency, more opportunities. Now over to this man who's finally here, live.
One of the big things we did last month, which was new for us, is a buy-to-let webinar. So we've got a whole lot of leads in the CRM that we've never been able to get in touch with. Either they haven't booked in a call or our sales team haven't been able to get them on the phone. So we sent out a blast to all of them through WhatsApp and email, telling them we were hosting a buy-to-let webinar. So they had to register and then sign in to actually attend it on the day. So we had 118 registrations and about 80 people on the webinar that day, which was really, really cool. So yeah, Ryan sat down and just took them through the process, but also made it a bit, sort of generic about what is a buy-to-let investment, how to invest in the Northeast, what we do and how we sort of bridge that gap for investors. And off the back of that, we had a couple calls booked in, I think 6 calls booked straight off the webinar, 5 or 6. And one of the clients actually closed at the start of this month, so she won't be in the stats, but I think she's looking to do 3 off the bat, which is pretty cool. So nice to be able to re-engage leads and have that asset, which is the database. If we can be getting on calls with qualified people and that's the first time that they speak to us. Bear in mind, they will have seen loads of content of Ryan. It might not feel like it's the first time to them, but to us, we've not had to put out any time to get them to that point. So that's a bit of an advantage. And then I guess for the month, 408 leads generated. What we've done this month is we've taken some of the spend away from HMOs just to allow the pipeline to breathe a little bit and reallocate that towards the buy-to-let side so we can start to ramp that up a little bit and see where that gets us.
Because tomorrow we're shooting fresh content for the HMO file.
Yeah.
Basically, you compare the two now, the content on that is nowhere near really as good as the buy-to-let, so we need to improve the HMO funnel so that we can then attribute the same thing that we're doing on the buy-to-lets and see if it works on HMO as well.
Yeah.
And we are at the 7-week mark on this property now, which is good. You know, we're getting into last bits of the second fix drywall, which means we then have a nice kind of blank canvas for our plasterers to go in, skim the whole property and get it ready for second fix. So we're making really good progress. Scaffolding's still up. Want to be getting that down in not too long because there's a bit of remedial work to do on the external facade as well. But great progress. Love this. Hope you love the channel. Big love. Make sure that you subscribe. Drop us a comment for more stuff you want to see in the future episodes as well. We're happy to show anything, really, be as transparent as we can. The more feedback we get, the more we can be useful. So thanks for watching. Make sure you also subscribe to the Ground Up Podcast. You can go find that at Ground Up Podcast on YouTube. See you next time.